Yo, what up, dude? Just getting started out here, dude. I'm guessing you're not at work. Sick today? Oh, man. Gotta love that PTO, right? I ain't there today. So I'm not worried if you're sick or not. I hope you get better, dude. Need that rest. Yo, if you guys are just joining in, about to start making some baits for an order. Got a bunch of click baits. New item in the shop. They have rattles built in to the actual swim bait. Little chartreuse and white with like a lime green gradient down the side. Here, let me see if we can get some more light. But yeah, holographic rattle inside. Also making them in the 5-inch. Got 2 rattles in this one, but man, these things are gonna hit. I can't wait till the striped bass come around. My area, I'm about to be smacking on these for sure, and halibut, popping these off the bottom with those rattles. Clickbait, y'all, the clickbait. But yo, Sigma, what's going on, dude? Just getting started here. Just cleaning up these molds since I'm gonna have full day, a full day here of working on some orders and making baits. I want to make sure my molds are nice and clean. Sometimes some residue can build up in these things that makes it hard to demold them. Even the smallest little scrud in there. Look at all that stuff coming out. Can't even see it, but once you hit it with that 99% isopropyl alcohol and start scraping it, all this stuff comes out of nowhere that you can't even see is there. And that's the same stuff that's gonna stick when you're trying to get these things out of the mold. What's my favorite weight and line to use with these swim baits? I'm classic, dude. I don't change it pretty much no matter what unless I'm changing my scenery. But I use constantly, I'm always using 20-pound test braided line with a 20-pound test fluorocarbon leader. Connect those to a snap swivel. Just tie directly 30-pound or 20-pound test braid to a barrel swivel to a 20-pound test fluorocarbon leader, and then I tie that leader straight to a snap, quick snap, like a little clamp, and then I just switch around my baits on that. For the weights, I like lighter stuff, a lot lighter than what most people like. I like 3/8, 1/4, half ounce. Rarely do I go to a full ounce unless the conditions call for it. If it's super windy and I need help getting my cast out there, or my jig to drop to the bottom if I want it because the currents are too fat, then I'll go to 1 ounce. Or if I'm in the ocean, I'll go to 1 ounce. If I'm trying to fish for big stuff off the bottom, big rockfish and stuff. But other than that, I'm pretty light. I wear waders all the time, so I don't need that extra 20, 30 feet to cast out with like a heavier weight because I'm already out there. Yeah, I like the lighter jigs just because I like to pop these things around, especially with like my baits. I specialize in like holographic shit. So when I'm popping these, it's constantly catching glare. Um, when you get it to different angles, the sun's gonna be hitting this thing wherever, the fish might be down and below it, they might be above it. So when you're popping it around, it's constantly getting different kinds of flashes with this holographic. It's super bright. Um, no matter how hard I try, I can't film it with the camera how bright it is. The camera just doesn't pick it up. It just shows up as like a glare on when you're filming it on a camera. But when you're in person, it's almost blinding. You can probably reflect the light onto another object. It's so bright when the sun hits it. Brian, Brian Patino, is that how you say it? Brian Patino, what's going on, dude? Who knows? If I get a bunch of people in here today, I might even. I have this raffle out since my last video, but I haven't been filming, so I haven't done a winner for the raffle yet. I might try to knock that out here because I am going on vacation in like a week. I'm going out to Florida and try this shit out there. Got an Airbnb on a little river over there, canal connecting to a harbor. Maybe there's some snook or something. I don't know. I got to do some research and see what's fishing over there, what I should use. But I'll make some baits. I'm gonna bring a pole with me. Yeah, I heard, dude. I gotta do some research. I'm literally like right on a canal, having a joint birthday party for me and my girlfriend's mom and grandma. We got a fucking mariachi band coming out. Might fucking make a fishing video while the mariachi's playing. You know what I'm saying? Wait, who is this that I'm talking to? It said thank you for the swim baits. Is this one of my homies that I met in person and gave him swim baits? All these online names, I don't know who's who. And I should be getting some skin ready here. Wasting time. Oh yeah, dude, what up? Everybody's got different names on Instagram, freaking YouTube, TikTok. It's hard to keep up. What is it? Bass Boppin 510. What's your name on there? Yeah, those things I can't wait to use the ones I gave you that day. Those T800s, I can't wait to use those when the striped bass are around. Those things are gonna, like I got some right here. Boom, hanging ready to go. These things are gonna be hitters, dude. Freaking white swim baits with just a holographic skin. It's crazy, this camera. Sucks that you can only film live in 1080p. Even if it was 4K, it wouldn't look as good as in person. You can't see how holographic this stuff is. So I'm gonna vac this here. You guys check it out. I'm gonna spin this camera right down. Yep. Throw this thing in the vac chamber. This is gonna get all the bubbles out. And then you gotta heat it up, then you gotta vac it again and get the rest of the bubbles out. Here we are getting rowdy. It's gonna get rowdy in here. What's going on, y'all? Sorry for the noise, but we got smoke, we got evaporation, we got plastic. I need to exhaust. Man. Just clean out these molds and we're gonna get to going. Got the vac chamber going. Got my It Gets Real sweater on. What you guys know about It Gets Real? My homie I think he slowed down on his fishing YouTube, but still a legend nonetheless. See, hopefully this shit isn't too loud. I don't know how loud this is with the exhaust and the vac chamber going. And me trying to talk on the side. Go ahead. It's T800s here. So these ones, I think this is vac enough for now. But these ones here, for this order, I gotta make a 6-pack of this white gold. So for that, I'm gonna be using this 8-bit siren scale. Check it out. That siren scale. This is like super thin pressed scales. Chartreuse and gold and green. So, if you guys want to bite my recipe, here you go. This is how I do it. Got the skin down on these swim baits already. And then we're going to go ahead and pull some of these scales out. Let me see if I can zoom in here. I don't know. I really hate how you can't film in 4K. I can set up GoPros and film in 5K, but shit, it's not even worth it. YouTube won't do nothing about it. Maybe I can move this. I'm gonna be playing around with this new camera arm elbow jig. as much as I can. Hopefully I don't accidentally turn off the stream. Go. Try to leave this here. Let's see. All right. It's a little flashy. I got a lot of light out here. So siren scales for the white gold. I'm gonna grab some of these. Look at that. Super thin. These things just crush right on. They're so thin. Oh man, that's a lot there. Some handcrafted baits here at the Bay Area Plug. Ain't nothing ordinary about none of this stuff. Specialize in holographic, textured paddle tail swim baits. Look at that. Give me the gold. I want that gold. Here we go. It's a big chunk of them right there. Too much. I think that's good for now. See here, there you go. This is the Siren Scales by 8-Bit Molds. The color here is Reptile. Reptile. That's why I got these little baits here. These let me see. Here's another variation I made with these. These are called the Draconian Minnows. Look at those scales on there. When you put them through on a skin, you guys can't see it. All you see is like a little glare. But to me, what I'm seeing right now, that's like almost makes you want to squint your eyes. It's super bright, especially when you're in like the actual sun. But these here, the Draconian Minnows, it's got a green top with the gold flake chartreuse on the bottom. I also hit that with where is it? This stuff here. It's the mica powder Neo. I put a strip on the top. It gives it like a beautiful blue color there. It's kind of hard to see. But that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna use this this mica shift powder by 8-Bit Molds. This is the Neo. Go ahead and get a little artist brush here. I'm gonna press these scales on here. Make sure they're down there good. Once you press them down here, it becomes like a part of the skin. Sucks right down onto it. Gives it a real natural scale look, almost like gold flakes, like your gold panning. I'm gonna have to check out these comments here in a second. I haven't looked. Look at that though. Thoughts on using my 8 foot light slash ultralight Okuma setup for the base and taking throw? Yeah, man, I use an Okuma. That's my favorite pull. If you guys don't know me, I don't run anything too crazy. I run like high end budget setups, I guess I can call it. But my favorite pole I like to use is a Okuma Connoisseur. It's an 8.5 foot, medium heavy. Still feels like it's on the lighter side, but it's labeled as a medium to heavy action. You can, I mean, just throw like something small, like a 3/8 or 1/4 ounce jig heads, and run your drag. I mean, you can do anything until you catch like a huge halibut or accidentally, you know, hook a bat ray in the wing, and then you're kind of screwed. If that thing starts to run on you, there's no way you're gonna manhandle. I mean, you can, but there's big bat rays out there. Sometimes you just hook into like a ginormous bat ray, and it's nothing you can do about it. If you have just like a regular, medium light pole for throwing jigs, at least it gives you some kind of adrenaline, though, right? Okay, so now we're gonna switch over to this not solar sugar. Where did I put it? We're gonna switch over to this Neo mica shift powder by 8-bit molds. This stuff is amazing. It's really expensive, but it's amazing. This is what I use for a lot of my holographic effects. I'm just gonna pat all this down here. Doesn't look like much, but once you're done and you shoot these baits, it's wild. Once again, we're making white gold. White gold. I wish I had one to show you right now before we do this, but I don't. I sold them all. And we are making more for an order right now. One day I'm accidentally like some of these powders, like these holographic powders here by 8-bits. This is what is this? 15 grams, I think. But this thing is like $70 almost, like 60 something after tax and shipping. It's like 70 something dollars just for this tiny bottle. And I try to practice when I get them, I split them up into other bottles just in case one day I accidentally drop it. That's no bueno. Then I'm out. That stuff is gold in itself. Yeah, dude, that power bait, dude. And then unfortunately, the thing about these wild baits is they take a lot of time. So I got to do this at least one more time to another 4 cavity mold to meet the order of a 6 pack. Then I'll have 2 extra, which I usually those little extra ones is what I throw into orders when see what people order, things that they don't have, things that I want them to see. Maybe they didn't order any holographic baits. I'll throw in some holographic baits just so they can see what I make. So I'll probably just throw the 2 extra ones from this into somebody's order that maybe they ordered some chartreuse things, but only mustard greens that aren't holographic. I'll throw these in here because obviously they like chartreuse. And this is a perfect, really shiny chartreuse bait. These things would go good on drop shots for halibut. course, they're great just straight retrieving as a regular swim bait as well. I never drop shot personally. A lot of people do though. Okay, so this one is done. And oh, heyo, motherfucker. All right, it's gonna get a little noisy. Get this little. Oh my god, that was a lot more gold than I wanted to fly everywhere. That was crazy. All right, so this is done here. Check it out. See the shine. Get a close up there. That's what that looks like. Doesn't look like much right now. But go ahead and close that up. Seal it. Whenever I have something ready, painted, and ready to be shot, I always seal these things up so I don't get confused on which ones are ready and which ones aren't. Yep, quality over quantity. That's the name of the game right now. Underselling my time to give you decent prices on a quality premium product. You know what I'm saying? So here, let's back this up. Go ahead and still trying to figure out how to work this little thing. Let's bring it back. Yeah, like that. What you know about that Mac Dre Retro? Do it, baby. Let's go. For you, I walk to Modesto. You look special. Shake it, mommy. Let's go. Oh. All right. Here's a new fresh skin here. What do I use to color the liquid? All right here. The best stuff that I like is by Do It Molds. It's 2 times colorant. I usually go for these. I got them in I don't know. The main colors I use right now, chartreuse and white. Everybody knows I make what I fish with. I make what everybody else fishes with around here, which is usually white. Um, so here, this is actually a prototype. This is another clickbait. I put it inside the tail, but these little vials, dude, right here, it's a glass vial. I don't know if the camera can pick this up. It's a glass vial with ball bearings in it. I actually, like, I put these in here. These ones were great. These open pour. I don't know if you guys can hear it. That's my new product. It's called Clickbait. Awesome holographic bait. White and chartreuse. Best colors that people use out here for striper and halibut in the bay. But I inserted one of these in the tail. So I also did it with this. But I tried to get it into the tail. Here, this is just a prototype. I got to figure out. It didn't quite fit. It did, but it weakened the tail, and I don't want people. I'm not going to sell a product that's going to get the tail ripped off when anything bites it. These are do premium. Remember premium? Come on now. But this is going to be dope. Once I figure this out, I can easily put it up here, but I want the tail. Look at that. I want that. I don't want, of course, like when you pop it around, if you put it up here, when you pop it around, it's going to make good noise. It's still going to make great noise, but I want this to naturally, look at that. Picture that. Picture me rolling. That's what I want. And this will swim fine. I dipped it, so I covered the thin part. I bent it and I dipped it back in. It looks like shit, so I got to figure out how to make that happen. But these are gonna be great. Regular white swim bait with a rattle in it, dude. Come on, bro. Come on. Who's not gonna want to throw that? You gonna start making swim baits, dude? Yeah, go to Do It Molds. Is that what you're doing? I can give you some suggestions if you're trying to start doing what I'm doing here. Like if you're trying to just make swim baits and sell them, I can tell you the best moves to start. Starter kits, unless you have all that already. I'm not sure where you're at. If you don't know what kind of colorant, I'm sure you have some other questions for me. But unfortunately, we got to make one more of these. One more of these siren scales. So what do you have right now? Ask me some questions, dude. I'm not a gatekeeper. What do you want to do? What are you trying to make? What do you have already? If you have questions on what you need, like the bare minimum you need just to get going, what do you want to know, dude? I have molds. I just don't got the stuff to color the liquids in glass. Dang. All right. So what molds did you get? Did you get open pore molds? Did you get injection molds? So these are the open pores. You just do it by hand. Pour it over the top. That's what I make my nice bigger jackhammer baits with. The injections are what we're working on right here, where you just shoot it in and it spreads out and goes to every cavity. What do you have? I'd like to know the brand actually, if you want to tell me. Injections. So yeah, the colorants, I would buy Do It Molds 2X colorants because they're strong. You only need a couple drops, depending on what you're trying to do. Um, you should also, I can give you some suggestions on what kind of plastisol to buy. You should definitely buy phthalate free plastisol because that is like the most toxins, like the stuff phthalate, it's like causes reproductive harm and stuff. You should definitely go for a phthalate free. Obviously, you still don't want to breathe in this stuff, even though it's phthalate free. But the phthalates are the real toxins you gotta watch out for. I have an exhaust above my bench, so it picks up pretty much everything. If I need to take a breath, I kind of just stand back and turn around just to make sure. I do have a mask, but I only wear it when I really need to. How expensive? Um, Sorry, I forget. What are we talking about? What? How expensive is what? The colorants? Not that bad. You can go to Do It Molds right now and check it out. I think it's like only like $5 to $10 for most colors. For like a bottle like this, I think maybe $8.99 or something. I could be wrong, but they last a long time. Glitters, colorants, all that stuff lasts a long time. Do you have an injector yet? Because if you don't have an injector yet, I will give you a very good suggestion, which you probably should have done. I mean, you can still do it. You bought the molds. If that's all you have, I can give you 100% like you should do this. Like you have to do this the way I'm about to tell you if you don't have an injector yet. It's in your best interest. Oh, the liquid plastic. Okay, so buy from uh fuck, what is it? Um Bait plastics, I think it's called. But you buy 5 gallon buckets, dude. Don't I messed around for a little bit buying like right here 1 gallon, 1 gallon bucket. Messed around buying two gallon containers, but then I eventually went to a 5 gallon. So for to buy like decent plastisol, you're gonna pay like if you're buying like 2 gallons, you're gonna pay like $60. sometimes a gallon like $40 to $60. But if you buy from, I think it's called Bait Plastics. I'll look it up in a second. If you buy from them, 5 gallon bucket, you can get it for like some days when they have sales, $130. Um, I've done all the math. So with 1 gallon of plastisol, not including all the mistakes and how much you waste, with like a 3 or 4 inch bait, you can make over 400 baits with 1 gallon of plastisol. So if you buy 5 gallons, you know what I mean? That's like, I don't know, 400 something, whatever it is, times 5 gallons. But then you're only paying $130. So once you get all the stuff to like make these baits and everything, the cost of materials is really cheap. You just have to get to the point to pay back what you spent to start doing this. Um, which really to start without like a bunch of different stuff, I spent maybe around 2.5 thousand. Um, but that's including like this griddle thing that I use, this the vacuum chamber, which you don't absolutely need, but you will eventually get one, so you might as well just get it. That was like $150 probably. A dedicated microwave. Um, that's not including all these molds. All these molds, these are like $80 a piece just for this that I'm holding here. I think these little injection molds that I'm working on here, these are maybe like 120 to 140 a piece, I think, from Angling AI. So that's the most expensive thing. But then once again, if you're making sales, you just invest back in and buy molds. The more molds you have, the bigger batches you can make. The ease of work is a little better for you. Less time consuming, less strenuous, less daunting, when you can sit here and just heat up a bunch of plastic and do a bunch at once. Um, so definitely invest in molds to make your life easier, but do it at your own discretion where you're not spending too much money. Um, Shop app and all that stuff, you can do payment plans, with like a soft credit check. Do four. There's a few different payment plans you can. The easiest one is like every 2 weeks, pay a certain amount for 2 months or something. That'll ease up some stuff if you really need to just like get more molds to like ease your workflow without damaging your credit or. Metal injectors. I've never heard of a plastic one. I didn't know they do that, but I use metal. So this is a regular one from Do It Molds. So this is what I was gonna say. Do It Molds. If all you have is molds right now, go buy, go to Do It Molds and spend like $230, I think it is, and you get a starter kit. You get one injector. You get this injector that I'm holding. You get like 3 or 4 colorants like this. You get like 3 or 4 glitters. You can choose what kind of colors, what kind of glitters you want from them, and then you get stabilizer, which you absolutely need. This is what you put in every time you heat up, so it doesn't burn your plastic because it's constantly evaporating. Every time you're heating up this plastic, a little bit's evaporating. So every time you heat it, you put a few drops, mix it, do what you want. Then when you heat it up again, you got to put more drops, or eventually everything's going to start evaporating out of your plastic and it's going to get really grainy. So you're going to want this stabilizer. It comes with it. You have to do it. Necessity. Worm oil comes with that. That's for when you put your baits in the bag. You could use it in your molds. It helps it release, but using things like that in your molds isn't the best idea because it kind of ruins your mold. Um, but here, let's close this up. Lock this one. Oh! See, I almost screwed up. That's the worst. When you're not paying attention, I would have shot that mold and been like, "What the hell happened? Why does this look so weird?" Because I almost forgot to put this mica shift powder in here. That would have been a doozy. Would have been a waste of my time because this is for an order. Would you prefer? Yeah, same thing. So I got gardeners outside. But yeah, go to Do It Molds. You have to do that, dude. Unless you want to just buy little by little. But you go to that, you're gonna get everything you need. So I would just go to Do It Molds, spend that $230, whatever it is. Oh, and then you get a gallon of plastisol. Um, so it gives you everything to start. If you already have the molds, um, and your injection, you need to do that. But also, you need to get a dedicated microwave if you don't have one, because you cannot be heating this stuff up in the kitchen in the microwave you guys cook with. That's no good. Yeah, dude, made some lunch. I just got up, brushed my teeth, and made some coffee. I haven't eaten shit. I've been eating, like, dude, since the Super Bowl. We ordered way too much pizza, dude. I've been eating. Uh, I ate so much pizza on Sunday, and then I brought a bunch to work yesterday. Ate a bunch of pizza at work. Came home, smoked a little bit. Ate a bunch of pizza at home. Shit, dude, I might even eat pizza again today, dude. Ordered 2 extra larges and a large from Round Table. All right, so that's there. Might as well get this show on the road. I mean, God, there's so much to do. I can shoot these now, or I can make use of my time and I like to like get everything ready. I need to put skins on all of these and paint these holographics. I like to get them all ready for the plastic, and then just shoot everything at once. Very time consuming to make these holographic ones, that is. If you're not doing holographics, you just heat the stuff up and shoot it in. Also, whoever's asking me, you're gonna want dual injectors, dude. So if you buy that pack, it's gonna come with one. But if you want to do 2 colors in one swim bait, which is called a laminate, you're gonna need another one, and you're gonna need a conversion kit, which is this little thing that screws in and holds them together. So if you want to do two colors at once, like these Frisco shiners, how you got one top half, one bottom half, you're gonna need dual injectors. And then it comes with this dual injector kit, comes with this bar in the middle, and then it comes with this. It's like a little splitter, plugs in on both sides. You shoot it down, and it comes in evenly, meets in the middle, and splits in half and shoots into the mold. So unless you want to just do plain, since you did buy injections, if you have open pour molds, you don't need that. You just need 2 different colors like this. Heat them both up at once. If you want a chartreuse bottom and tail, you do that first. Hit it down the tail, and then you hit it with the white on top. So with open pour molds, you don't need an injector at all. But since you do have injection molds, if you want to do 2 colors, you need to get that splitter. You can't see the starter kit. It's fuck. All right, here, hold on. Sorry, chat. Give me a second. I'm gonna find it for this guy. I think it might not be Do It Molds. Oh yeah, it is Do It Molds. It's Essential Series Starter Kit. Um, I'm gonna put in the chat. I just put it in the chat, so go ahead and Google that. Google what I just said, and it'll pop up on Google under Do It Molds, and click on that. That's going to be the kit. And then from there, you can choose what glitter colors. I suggest if you're in my area, you definitely want to get a white. You should probably get a chartreuse. Um, Black glitter is good to have. Um, and I'm not going to tell you what to do, but most people fish with chartreuse and white around here. You're going to want those colors. You're going to want something like a green. Just think of coloring, because you can make colors. So if you have the right colors to mix, like a painting palette, if you have the right colors to do that, you can make colors. So just make sure you're strategic about what you're buying or what you're choosing. This one's done. This one's done. All right, now we're gonna pop this fresh milk. You know what I'm saying? Throw that in the microwave. Before I do that, this is what I'm talking about. I almost forgot. You're gonna want to get that stabilizer. Regulators, mount up. Me personally, I usually put about 10 to 12 drops per, like, 3/4 cup of plastisol. Man, I need a Zen, dude. I got one more Zen. Give me a second here. I gotta go get that. The finals in. Just waiting now. Waiting. We're gonna pull these skins out. Gotta get these ready. Gotta get this out of the way. Here we go. We got that hot milk. It turns into a clear liquid. That's what plastisol does. Once it gets over like 300, it starts solidifying. And then you gotta mix it up. And then reheat it again. Let all those different I don't know, chemicals. I don't know what I'm saying, but you know what I mean. Let them infuse and do their thing. Put that in for one more minute. Orders here up on the screen. There we go. I got a little black thing in there. Get that out. And we got smoke now, guys. So we're gonna turn on the exhaust. this stabilizer, it also helps because you can't overheat your plastic. When you overheat it, it starts losing color. And you obviously don't want that. So if it's really hot when you pull it out of the microwave, you immediately want to put some drops of stabilizer into the cup and mix it to cool it down so it doesn't change the color. Especially when you're working with white, if you burn it too long, it turns into like now got an off-white that smells kind of funny because when you burn the plastic, it smells like shit. Obviously, you don't want your bait to smell like shit and chemicals. Yeah, if you're still here, whoever's asking me questions, you're also going to want a heat gun. I can kind of gauge it. I know what it looks like now when it's a certain temperature. I can tell just by looking at it, the way it's moving in the cup. I can tell if it's like 360, 380. But until you can get used to gauging it, you're going to need that temp gun, or else you're going to burn your shit. So now that this is heated up, we're going to want to have to put it one more time in the vac chamber to get the last of these bubbles out of here. Show you guys what this looks like. Well, let me clean this for you guys. A little bit. Alright, whatever. What temp do you want it? You want it at like 360 to 380. When you're mixing it, around 360 is good. When you're pouring it, I would say like around 380. But you do not want to go over that, because once you go over that, you start burning your plastic, and the certain glitters, if you use certain stuff, like some of the higher quality glitters, lose its color. It burns and then it changes the whole color. And then you all of a sudden have something different than what you started with. And then these baits, they have to be consistent. So if you have your recipe for something, certain drops of this, certain drop of this with 1 cup of plastisol, it's going to be the same color every time. But if you burn it, it's going to change color. Then you no longer have a consistent bait. You can see in here, it's starting to bubble. It's like boiling water. You want that stuff to get to like a super, I don't know how to, it's a little better there. Once it starts boiling, it's gonna foam up, and you have to watch it. Sometimes it'll foam over the top. which is okay. It makes a mess, but you can reuse the stuff that spills over after. Just gonna want to make sure that the floor, the bottom of your thing is clean, so when you pick up the stuff that spilled over and put it back in the cup, there's not, you know, black specks and stuff in it. Like right now, it's almost spilling over. I'm gonna stop it, release some air. I think that's good enough, because I already vacuumed this once before I heated it up. So release that. It's all this smoke. Let's get this to my exhaust here. And there you have a bubble-free plastic. Let's get back over to here. This is where the magic is going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and scrape the walls of this, because a lot of that stuff cooled down and it's solidified. So we need to get that back inside the cup. Just like that. And you can see right now, when you measure temps, you don't want to just go to the top like this. You need to mix it and get that stuff in the middle up. I don't want to mix too hard because it's clumpy. I'll introduce a bunch of new air bubbles. But right now we're working with like a 330 temperature. You want to heat this up so there's no chunks at all in there. And then I'm going to mix in what I want. And of course, put a little bit more stabilizer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like to mix what I dropped in, just get it into that top layer, because all the heat rises to the top. You would think that this middle part would be the hottest, but actually the top layer gets the hottest. Or right below the top, should I say. But I'll set this camera up here so you guys can get a good view of what I'm doing. I gotta get to the microwave before it burns. And here's what we got here. Scrape the walls again, gently. You don't want to introduce too many bubbles. So we already vacuum sealed this, so any bubbles that should happen after this should be able to rise to the top themselves. Just want to do gentle. You don't want to bring too many of these bubbles in here. We're going to heat this up again. And then we're going to put in the glitter for our skin. This is just for the skins. The holographic skin is what we're making. You always got to remember, don't forget that your stuff is in the microwave, or else you'll ruin your whole batch. So here we go. Just for you guys, I'll temp it. This is how you want to temp. Spin it, spin it, spin it. Hit the middle. It's saying 404. That's pretty hot. 402. That's plenty of hot. I'm already starting to lose color with that heat. So I'm going to take this stabilizer, cool it down. 2 drops should be enough. Stir it into the top. That's just enough to bring it back down to perfect temperature. Right here, you got your sparkle blue. And you'll see when I drop this in here, no worries, dude. See how that sparkle comes out? Look at that. So now we're going to heat this up one more time, and then we're going to start pouring the skins. Now, this sparkle blue is super gentle. If I go over 380 degrees, that really pretty blue sparkle starts turning green. So I have to make sure I don't mess that up. Really watch the microwave. We're going on just 10 seconds at a time here. You can see the movement. See how that's moving? That's how you know how hot something is without temping it. You can see it's starting to turn green, but you see when I put 2 drops of stabilizer and mix it in, see how that movement stopped? Because it cooled it down. So that's a little trick. Another trick I learned is you take a heat gun. Before I start pouring, I'm going to take this heat gun, and these little bubbles that are floating up, I'm going to expedite that. I'm going to hit it with the heat gun. It's going to create a little bit of smoke, but it's alright. I forgot to turn my exhaust off. I'm going to turn that back on for a sec. And there you go. You have clean, ready to pour. So what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to take these molds, pour it out like this. This takes some skill to learn how to do it perfectly every time. But just like that. And then I go like this, blow on it. It gives it texture. You see that layer? It makes the molds look like they have a little belly. Probably shouldn't be showing you guys all this stuff, but if you know me and you know my channel, I'm here to teach things. I don't just make videos, I teach people. Then we're going to go and do this to every single one. Dump the excess in here. Flip that excess around, let it roll over the top, create that texturing. And then you get this on the front, right there, this little dry drip. You always want to take that off because that's gonna ruin your pour. You're gonna start having clumps of shit fall in your skin. Right there, look at that, boom. See that layer, that top? This stuff is really hot. Of course, it's like 380 degrees, so don't get it on you. You should probably wear gloves. I got pretty good at this part, so every once in a while I burn the shit out of my hand. But it's alright. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and heat this back up again. Because it's getting a little too clumpy. And since you guys saw that part, I'm just going to go ahead and back this up now. got to get really good at monitoring your how long stuff is in the microwave. Because if we're working with, you leave it in for 10 more seconds than you should, you're screwed. All of that work, all these glitters are gonna burn. The clear plastic is gonna start turning cloudy. You just always gotta watch this stuff. I'm gonna heat it up for maybe 8 to 10 more seconds. And usually I don't do this above my griddle because here I am dropping little drips all over it. So these little bubbles are rising. Once again, I'm going to take my heat gun, hit that with the heat gun, get rid of all those bubbles. Gotta turn this exhaust back on. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna do some big ones. I'm gonna come over here. Hopefully, you guys can still see it, but I don't want to drip all over my griddle because that's gonna turn on in a second. And then I'm going to have a bunch of melted, burning plastic on my griddle. This is where you really got to be careful not to drip on your hand when you're doing this here. Sometimes if I get this flip over and it's not as thick as I want, I blow on it really quick so it dries and doesn't flatten out because I want that texture. Like this, I'll flip it, get that overlap, I'll blow on it to stop it so it holds that thicker top part. Once again, folks, we're making skins for our holographic baits. I can probably get through these last ones without heating up my plastic anymore. Starting to get a little thick. Heat this up. Just one more time. Sorry guys, I haven't been reading the chat. That's the one thing about once you start getting going with this, everything is so time sensitive and heat sensitive. You're kind of locked in once you get going. So we go, check it out. Pour, 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 pour. Dump. Fold over. dump it back in, fold it over, blow it out. Okay, so these, that's all of our skins now. So now we gotta paint these things, then we're gonna inject everything we did and finish these baits. So let's get all this back in. So what I'll do with this remaining clear plastic, I'm gonna turn this into a white, just straight how it is right now. It's already hot. It's already been what's it called, vacked. Got all the bubbles out of it, so it's ready to turn into a color. Because all we did was add sparkle blue in there. That's kind of a staple I use in most of my baits because it's just such a pretty, really blingin' blue. Shit's hyphy, feel me? Yeah, Gullible, what's going on? Long time no see, long time no talk. Yeah, I have a lot more on the website, dude. I've just been pumping stuff out. Striped bass aren't here yet, so I've just been working. So I'm gonna add a couple more drops of the stabilizer in here. Yo, Robert, if you're still in the chat, dude, check these out. I came up with a new bait, clickbait. I put rattles in them. There's little ball bearing rattles. It's like a glass vial with 2 ball bearings in it inside the bait near the tail. So that's pretty cool. I can't wait to use these. Red and black, dude. I know I need to get on that. I've just been so busy just completing my orders. I haven't had time to create anything new. So one thing I will say before I start this process of painting is you see how I layered them. I made them fat so they would look like they have bellies. They have that thicker layer on top. But when you close it, you can see it's really thick by the tail. That's going to make it really hard to pour. I don't know if you can see it, but you can imagine what I'm saying. It's because the skin is like really making it really thin here. But I have to pour from front to back. And I have to fill this area. So I have to take the heat gun on all of these and flatten out that thick layer on the tail to make room so when I'm pouring down, it doesn't block that. And then you get an unfilled tail, and then all that time you spent is wasted because it's a bad bait. So we have to take the heat gun takes a second for the heat gun to go, and I need to turn on this exhaust. Usually I'll just lay them all down like this. And just start hitting them all. Once again, what we're doing is we're flattening out that thickness in the tail so when I pour these, it doesn't get caught up. stop here in a second and read the chat. Pretty hard to do everything at once. Did I miss anything? This one needs to get hit. And this one needs to get hit. But I'm telling you guys, when you guys get these baits, these aren't just regular baits. You can see how much work goes into each one. So when you're fishing with these baits, just know I spent a lot of time on that one little bait that you're throwing. They're straight handcrafted. But that's where the quality comes from. You can't get this quality if you're just rushing. There's no way. It's impossible. And I got one more to hit. I need to upgrade my workspace here soon. That one more here. All right. So now we'll clean this up. And now you can see when you close them, there's ample room to pour down there. You probably can't see it on this little 1080p, but there's a lot of room. Close it up there, you can see there's a lot of room in there. So maybe we'll just turn this to a white. We'll turn this one here to white. We'll shoot the injection molds that I just made. Then we'll come back and we'll paint these and we'll hand pour them to what we need. These are the right piece. If you guys are in here chilling, feel free to check out the website, thebayareaplug.com. You can see all these swim baits that I make, the finished products. There's videos on pretty much all the products I have, so it's not just pictures like some people just post a bunch of AI pictures and you can actually see the product here. This little thing, this Frantic thing, got it from Costco. It's a fan, or it's a vacuum, but on the back side it's actually a blower. So this thing is really good when I'm cooling things down. I can blow on them, spin it around. Look at all this shit that I got on here. I'm gonna just suck all that right up. Thing pops right open. You can take this off here, take the filter out, dump it all out. This thing is awesome. USB-C charging. Great product. Great product. Of course from Costco, so you can return it if you don't like it, but I love it. Very good for a workstation. Okay, so there's this. Let's get all this out of the way. And then we have these here. These have already been painted. These are ready to shoot, but we gotta heat them up. We gotta heat up this bad boy here. It's a big injector. Looks like it's clean already. You give it a couple pumps. Make sure it's not stuck up. I'm gonna drop some worm oil in here actually, just to loosen it up. Close that up and we'll give it a few pumps. Let's see, hold on. Let's get this here. Give that just a few pumps there. Holding it upwards so the worm oil drips down as we're pumping it. Yeah. Making the swim baits is easy. Injecting one color is easy. Pouring is easy. It's keeping everything at the right temperatures all the time. If you pour in like cold molds or like you're doing two different colors and the bottom one is cold and then you put the top one, then you're gonna get like a little crack down the middle of the bait. It's just everything is time sensitive. So this is pretty clean. We gotta heat this up. We're gonna heat these two up. I'm gonna heat this up, turn this into a white, and then we're gonna inject this. These are gonna be white golds, all right, white golds with the reptile siren scales from 8-bit molds, as well as the mica shift powder from 8-bit molds, the Neo, which is like a lime green kind of little holographic bitty. So let's get these molds out of the way. Black, so much more on the side. We need some reds and black. I know the reds and blacks. The reds and blacks. Maybe if I finish this order here, I'll make the reds and blacks live. I just ordered a 7.5 inch as well for the people, the offshore anglers there going after the big lingcods. Got one 7.25 inch swim bait coming. So, alright, so we're going to heat this up, turn this into a white. Put that in there for a minute. We're gonna watch it, make sure we don't burn the sparkle blue glitter there. Oh, there goes my circuit breaker is protecting us here, but it's also slowing me down. It's one thing here. I try to be safe, but I can't run two hot, heavy energy appliances at once. If I have my griddle on to heat this up and I run the microwave at once, my circuit breaker is going to cut it off, which is a good thing, but also very frustrating. So this is heating up. All we're going to need is a solid white. So we're going to turn that to white, heat these up, and then all we got to do is suck it up and shoot it. And there we go again. This thing doesn't always want to stay going. Need to find a better system for this. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work with me. And you see these, man. I already messed up that sparkle blue because the plastic on the top was hot, so it wasn't letting the hot air escape. So the stuff below it turned all yellow instead of that sparkle blue color. A lot of them turned yellow. So I'm going to introduce a little more sparkle blue because we're working with white bait, so it's not going to really burn anything. Oh no, and I just put worm oil inside. That's not good. It'll be fine, but fuck, I grabbed the wrong bottle there. Shit. No bueno, dude. So let's heat this up. I'm also gonna put a bunch of this shrimp scent in there. God, that fucking worm oil. I can't believe I just put that shit in the plastic like a fucking shithead. So I'm gonna put a bunch of this scent in here, white colorant, some white diamond powder. All right, take this out. We're gonna heat up that griddle. There's a little black speck in here we're gonna get out. So here we go. Let me see if I can move this. Right here. Shrimp scent. I'm gonna put 30 drops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This stuff is pretty rank, dude. But it's a rank shrimp smell. It's made from a very popular swim bait making company, so I trust it. It also just takes that plastic smell out of your plastic. I'm gonna lay these down, get that pretty hot. You don't want to leave that laying down for too long because I have those skins. Those holographic skins are inside of this. So if I let that get too hot, it's gonna melt the skins. It's gonna melt away the all that holographic powders that we painted on the skin, that flake in there. Got a little hair in there. That's a good thing about this plastic. It's very forgiving. If you see something, a speck or something, it's pretty easy to get out. So there's that. Let's turn this white. I'm gonna flip this back up. Put this here. And here we go. Let's get a better angle for this for you guys. I kind of want to move this too. I feel like this is gonna get too hot and crack. Trying to get a better angle. Messing with all these cameras and shit. Put that there. So for this I'm going to do, let's do 12 drops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I'm going to do 1/16 scoop of Diamond White by Lureworks. This is a pearl powder. That's what's going to give it that grainy, shimmery pearl color. Let's put all this stuff away. We got the griddle heating up all of the injection materials right now. And then we're going to go ahead and mix this up. Look at that. See how that's happening? Look at that. So since I just stirred the shit out of that, there's gonna be some bubbles in here. So I gotta heat this up, bring it back to a thin texture. Let all these bubbles rise to the top. All this stuff is getting pretty hot now. You can tell how hot something is. You can gauge it by how much the plastic is moving, the glitters are moving around in there. So now we're just going to wait a couple seconds for this injector to get hot. And I'm going to keep this cup of plastic up to temperature for like a minute or two while we wait for this stuff to heat up. And I'm going to back this camera back up, get ready to make the shooting. Put a little bit more sparkle blue in here, just to bring that color back a little bit. Getting pretty hot. Move these up to the front. You gotta get your heating gloves here. Let's make sure I got room to shoot above me. Should be good. Pretty hot there. Let's finish this with the heat done. Just about ready here to shoot. The most annoying part of the whole process is getting everything up to temperature. And I think we're about ready. So I'm going to go ahead and get this plastic really hot. Take those extra bubbles out with that heat gun. And here we go. First one. Always want to make sure you fill these up all the way to the top, because it's gonna fill in the bottom. It's gonna slowly drain down. You want to make sure you got enough hot stuff on top. Then I drip some all on the top, just like that, and shoot the rest back in. There you go. It's one batch almost done there. Just gotta wait for it to cool down so we can demold it. And then when you're doing this, it's always nice to have like a paper clip or something. Sorry, I gotta turn this back on for a second. Because as this cools on the top, as this stuff cools on the top, it might solidify, but the heat is constantly trying to come up to the surface and suck more of that liquid down, because as these cool, the plastic shrinks a little bit. So as it's shrinking, it's going to be constantly taking more down to fill in those cavities. So you got to make sure these tops don't get dry, because if they do, it blocks the suction, and no more extra plastic can draw down. And then you can end up with incomplete swim baits. So you constantly just want to wait a couple minutes and then kind of poke at the top, make sure nothing is creating like a film on top. This is a trick I learned that solved a lot of my issues. You can see how this stuff here, let me see if I can zoom in even more. You can see how it's sucking down, how it's divoting. So you constantly want to make sure that stuff isn't getting blocked here. So take this, and you'll be able to see here. See that? How I'm scraping that film off the top? It's creating that hole, allowing the heat to escape and allowing the baits to keep sucking in more plastic and filling those cavities as it's drying out, cooling off, and shrinking in there. And that should be good. Once you get that hole how you see now, that means you did basically your part. And now we just need to let that cool. So while this is cooling, you move over, you paint more holographics, if you're doing that. If you're not, this whole process, I would have made tons of baits by now in the last hour and a half. But since we're making premium holographic swim baits, the process is a little bit harder, a little bit longer. So these can go chill. Fuck. These can chill over here for now. You want to let these cool regularly. You don't want to expedite the cooling process, because when you do, the baits shrink even more and then you get little divots in your bait. So while that's going, we can bust some of these out. And so if I'm looking at my orders, this guy needed a 6-pack of white gold. We made made these last night. Click baits. He needs space baits, 4-inch holographic 2-pack, striper strikers. We'll do a striper striker. This is that solar sugar. We don't want this one yet. We want to go for this. No, where is it? This one, that Neo mica shift powder. You can see the lid there. That's what it's going to look like. For the most part, shows up differently depending on what color you're painting on. Where's my other brush? Let's see. So now we're just going to paint this on. See if we can zoom in here. Go back to the camera again. All right, so we're painting these stripe strikers. Yo, Eric Santiago, what's going on, dude? Thanks for all your purchases, bro. That guy Eric Santiago there, along with him and Gullible, they've bought a lot of gear from me and had some good luck with it. I think Eric caught a few striped bass at the end of the season. Soon we'll be back at him with a bunch of new baits to try. See, now you can really see that texturing that I was talking about earlier. See how I left a thicker piece of plastic on there? That's strategic. When you're done with the baits here, it's going to come out like this. That's not really a great example. Let's see. Something like I don't know. It just makes it look like a belly. It gives an optical illusion that the mold is actually shaped with the belly, but it's not. It's just an illusion. It's the inside underneath the skin. It makes it look like a plump, meaty bait fish, and it comes out good with other things better. Like I don't know. What do I have around me here? Let me grab something. Right here is a good example. So these are my ghost plugs. I don't know if you guys can see, but that layering there, see how it that texture difference? Here, let me put this stuff down and focus in on it. Right here, it gives it a look that there's like a belly on it. Even though the mold is flat, you see it's still flat, but it gives it this fake look that there's a belly. And then it also gives it different angles, so when it's shining, there's always some kind of part popping on the bait, whatever way you're jerking it. Premium baits, guys, premium. Always. Like I said, just know if you get my baits, these are made with love. So that's one striper striker. Just like that. All we got to do is put white in there. Once again, it's done painting, so I'm going to go ahead and seal this up. Grab another one. So for these ones, he wants, what does he want? Space bait, 2-pack. So he wants a 2-pack of space baits. So this one, I use Cortana 8-bit molds. Cortana, look at the cap there. That's what that looks like. Let me show you what a space bait looks like. These here, these are the space baits. It's really crazy holographic, kind of June buggy outside with white tail, white body. It's really cool with these holographic skins. You can put whatever color you want as the base color in the middle, but it's hard to really see because that holographic skin and the stuff I paint on it. So those are the space baits. I'm going to make a couple of those. I really don't need to because I do have 4 on me, but whatever. You know what, maybe I'll just do, maybe I won't, I'll hold off because I already have good inventory on that. I'm going to turn these, I'm just going to do some more stripe strikers. Maybe I'll do a ghost plug. We'll paint a ghost plug in here. So for the ghost plug, it's going to be solar sugar on the bottom. Solar sugar is like super shiny, super reflective. Just like that. And Cortana top. Oh, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. There we go. and then a Cortana top. Ow, this fucking shit burned me. Blend that all in. So that's what a ghost plug looks like before. It's the skin of a ghost plug. Super bright. Yeah, those 3.7, they're pretty big for freshwater, but I mean it's a good bait. There's a lot of lakes right now that are stocking, I heard. Um, I need to get something smaller for the people that want to buy and use in lakes. Something like a 2-inch. Some guy in where was it? Tennessee. He bought some of my 3.7-inch Frisco shiners through TikTok, and he was fishing in freshwater in Tennessee, and he caught off one of these, this 3.7-inch Frisco shiner. This is also a hollow tip series bait, but he caught a big freshwater drum with this thing. These are really good baits too. I also have the 4.2-inch, but 3.7 is good. And then they're double dipped in plastic, so the hooking on here, they stay on really good. I caught 2 halibut and a 24-inch striped bass back to back to back on one of these, and it didn't phase it because of that double dip. It holds that hook really good. All right, so there's a ghost plug right there. Close that bad boy up. And these are still cooling. We'll be able to demold those pretty soon here. We'll do one more ghost plug here so we can create a little 2-pack. Let me readjust this. Eight-bit molds, hollow ship powders, always for the win. I just can't wait for 1, 2, 3 more weeks till these bass come back around my area here. I'm gonna be smacking them, dude. Smacking bass and taking names. Okay, there's one more ghost plug there. Close that bad boy up. ready for departure. And let's see what else. Got solar sugar here. Cortana. Then we'll make some more striper strikers. These ones are a little easier. It's a solid mica shift powder. Don't gotta think too much when I'm doing these ones. Okay, that one's done. I like to blow everything out of the tail just in case. Close this one up, that's ready to shoot. So we got 2 ghost plugs, stripe striker, do another stripe striker. What else did he have? Anything? Stripe striker, space bait, white gold. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I will do 2 space baits. Look at how easy that was. That was just one dip. Just push all that powder down. Keep filling in. Yeah, these 8-bit molds make some great stuff. That's done. Ready for liftoff. And then we'll do 2 space baits. And I'll do one 5-inch space bait as well. If I can find, oh, there it is. Yeah, for bass. Something like trout, you would want something a little smaller probably. I would love to see somebody smack some bass with my baits. That would be awesome. If anybody ever catches any kind of freshwater, I'd love to see that. Put it on my website if you guys send me good pictures. Space baits are pretty easy as well. These ones are just one holographic powder. I mean, at least easy once you get to this part. It's been a long road to get here. So that's what a space bait looks like right here. From the inside. Close this one up. Ready to go. I wish I can listen to music, dude, on here. All this copyright. It's like, dude, how can I not just listen to the radio? Just leave me alone. I'm baiting. That's ready to go. And I'll make, he didn't order it, but I'll throw this in there for him. I'll make a, make one 5-inch space bait. For him here. Shout out Adrian. This order's for you if you ever see this video. And then these other swim baits here, they should be just about ready to open up, and we can check out what our white gold looks like. All right. Here we go. 5-inch space bait. Oh, it looks like I want to get a little bit more. Little bit more right here. See an opening. Right there. Should be good. Here's our 5-inch space bait. You can see it goes from purple to like orange kind of to a green June buggy. Look at that texturing right here. See where that belly's gonna pop out, come in a little bit. Oh, and you see what I did there? Wasn't paying attention. It's a boo-boo. Man. Alright, well hopefully it's alright. Yeah, the 5 inches. Didn't you? I never put a 5-inch in your orders. I thought I gave you like a 5-inch halibut hustler or something, or you bought one or something. I got a 7.25-inch coming. Let's back that up. So these are all our baits. We're gonna pour them all with white. I need to get a little more white in here. Hopefully I have some that's not too, hopefully this isn't too burnt of white. Let me see. I don't want to have to vac a whole new thing. This should be good. I'll add a little bit more white to it. But first, let's demold this this other one. Let's check out what these white golds look like. So let's peep game on that. All of our hard work. Throw some of this in there. Get rid of all these extras. We're about to check out what this looks like. I wouldn't suggest putting paper towel on a griddle, but I know it's off, so whatever. We're We're gonna open this up. Hopefully it's exactly what we want, because this is for an order. I need to clean these molds soon. I can feel it getting sticky, but here we go. These tails are scaring me. I need to clean these things. There we are. Check it out. Check that out. This is our white gold. Look at that. You can see how I blow on these too. I pour the skins and I blow on them to make the shape of bellies. It gives it different texturing, so when the bait's moving through the water, no matter what you're doing at that moment, there's always some part of the bait that's going to catch a glare, because it's not just flat, it's textured. But look at that. Kind of wanted to name that Gold Rush. But then I think about if somebody asks what you're throwing and they say Gold Rush, what are you throwing? Gold Rush. It sounds more like a color than a swim bait. At least white gold sounds like, what are you throwing? White gold. Sounds a little better. But I like my local names, and Gold Rush would have been cool because we are here in California. God, I need to clean these molds. These things aren't popping out like I want them to. It's kind of risky business. But we're going to get all this out. Look how sticky this is. I kind of want to wait a second. These things are getting a little warped. They need to cool down. Fix that. So off camera there, I'm fixing that tail because it got a little bit floppy. I think these things need to cool off for just a second. I don't want to ruin them. But let's see. Since I did these ones, I'm just going to pop this off. And then we can reuse this white right into the new white that we're about to pour. No problem. Just use some scissors, cut that up, put it right there in that cup. But here you go. Look at that white gold. And let me get rid of these. And I'm going to set this to the side. We're going to have to demold that in a little bit. We're going to give that time. And we'll get this stuff here. Go ahead and get your skizzes. Make this easier for reheating. This is the one that we just poured, so it's still pretty fresh. You just want to cut it up, because if you start reheating it in a puck form as it is, the bottom is going to melt, the heat's going to get trapped inside, and your stuff is going to burn and it will no longer be white. It will be like a bone white or a burnt white, because it's not really a conventional bone white. You're kind of just burning it. It's also going to get a bad smell. Alright, so we're going to heat this up. Put a bunch of stabilizer in there. Get that going, and then we're going to set these up. And get these all ready to shoot. So we have a 5-inch space bait. We have a 5-inch stripe striker, 4-inch stripe striker, another 4-inch space bait, 4-inch space bait, 4-inch stripe striker, and 2 ghost plugs. They all use a white base, so I painted them differently, but they're all just going to get white, 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 white. And even though the base paint is white, the holographic skins are different, so they're all going to look different, even though I'm using white plastic in all of them. Go. Those of you guys still watching, appreciate you. Just doing what I do normally, just doing it live. Got my chameleon back here. Rango. Guy's a G. Ignore my messy swim bait mess over here. No fishing yet. I'm gonna start heading out in like a week or two. I know they're in the East Bay. I heard they've been boiling around there, but I don't expect them to be in our area just yet. So I'm just taking my time. I'm going on vacation. I'm going to Florida in a week or two, so I'm just trying to pump out some orders while I can before I leave. If anybody's in here and did want to place an order, I would suggest doing it in the next week or two, or in the next couple days actually, because I'm going to set all my inventory to 0 while I'm gone so I don't get backed up with orders. Have you gone out fishing yet, Eric? Have you tried for any striped bass or halibut yet? I went out to the ocean a few times, but I didn't have any luck. It's always on and off. Sometimes you get into a school of them, sometimes you don't. And I'm not a big perch fishing guy. And so now we just gotta heat this up, dump this. Down here a little bit. And I hope this is enough white to get what I'm trying to do. Should be. Point this camera down. I'm going to put some softener in this one since I just reheated this from the last batch. And I hope the reason those baits aren't sticking is because I accidentally put those couple drops of worm oil. I don't think that would affect it that much, but who knows. Dang, where'd you get the halibut? Around here? Yeah, the 3.8s are good. People like bigger baits, but I like these 3.8s, dude, because what I picture when I picture these smaller baits, I picture fish like how a striped bass inhales it. I just picture it swimming and then they open their mouth and suck it in. The whole bait just sucks into their mouth really easily. Versus a big bait, they might not get the whole thing sucked in. A small bait, they just inhale that right in, and then your hooks in there and everything, and you just set that bad boy. That's why I like small baits. Some people are like, "Oh, that's too small. That's too small." I caught my biggest fish on like 3.7-inch ripple shad, base smell ripple shads from Power Bait. That's actually where I found these baits because I was looking for something that was as close as I can get to my favorite bait, which is the 3.7-inch ripple shad by Berkeley Power Bait. Nice, dude. I never go for halibut around this time. I usually just wait till striped bass come and then I go for everything. I'm gonna back this one more time. And then we're gonna crank this up. Let these molds get hot, and then we're gonna pour them. Look at that. What happened there? Something happened there. So we're almost ready to heating up all this stuff. We're going to do a pour into all these holographic baits. Yeah, when I'm in Florida, I'm bringing my shit. I'm bringing a pole and a bunch of my baits. I'm gonna be on the water. We got an Airbnb on a canal there, so that's gonna be fun. Alright, these are getting up to temperature here. Almost about ready to pour them. Just heating up this plastic. Just about ready. Got a few more seconds. These. Can't really read these with the gun. I don't trust them. Alright. Just give that another minute for this to get really, really hot. While we're doing that, I think I'm going to add just a touch more sparkle blue to reintroduce the pop. So from all this heating, that sparkle blue lost some color. So we'll put that color back in there. See that blue come back out? I don't know. Probably can't see shit on camera. Alright, 10 more seconds and we are pouring. Alright, here we go. We hit that with the heat gun. And let's go. I'm going to turn this off for you guys so you can hear it. Slow pour down the tail and make sure that thing fills properly. I get sloppy with my pours because I go back and I touch these things up anyway. But I do want this to be a little hotter. Put that in there for another 10 seconds. Is it hot enough to do the last one? Fuck it. Ooh, I might have botched it. Might have botched that. You won't know until after. Go back and put one last little. I like my baits thick. I like them thick. I build up the top. You'll see what I do after. These things are so bright. Like that right there, that like white shine that you guys see, that's like just super bright. So bright the camera doesn't pick it up. These are the white golds. But if you look closely, it's not just gold, it's like green chartreuse and like gold and white. It's a really good halibut bait. So I'm gonna hang these to dry. I'll show you guys how I do that. Back over here. Oh, excuse the Espanol driving by. Okay. I'll just stab these right up in here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Boom. Hang them out to cure. And then that just like lets them set hanging perfectly. So that's good. Then we gotta clean these before we reuse them. They're starting to get sticky. So this is where I was talking about this little frantic vacuum slash blower. I use the back end, the blower side for this. And you can really cool off all this stuff. And these are hot, but these are like, that's the thing too. You gotta let them sit. I wish I can just start working on them now. They're like too hot to handle. So in the meantime, it's where you move over to these things. And you start working on your next stuff. Some 4.2 inch Frisco shiners.
It's almost too hot still to handle. So this is where this gun comes in handy. You can see how I turned something like this. Look at that. Turned something like that and over pour. And I shaped it out. Shaped it out into that. So this is all done. It might be a little too hot for demolding. I'm gonna try it. If I have any issues, I'm gonna stop because I could mess it up. Oh, but it looked like it popped out just fine. So here it is. This is gonna be a 5-inch space bait. Let me back this up. Look at that. And we'll take it out of here right now. Boom, popped right out of the mold. Look at that. You see that line, that texture line I put down the middle? It looks like super electric. And you can see why I like to put that texture in there, because it just adds more flash from different angles. Let's do another one. Let's open up a different one. So I'm gonna lay these flat, just like this, on the table, tails up, and I'm gonna let it dry and cure. See that white strip? I love that. White strip down the bottom, white on top. Let's do a ghost plug. Ooh, hot. I think this one was a ghost plug. Yo, Jeff, dude. It's my old fishing buddy. What's up, bro? How's SoCal, dude? You gonna be back? You gonna visit anytime soon? Almost perfect time for striped bass. And halibut. Ah, fuck, this shit's so hot. I'm trying to demold, but it's one thing that sucks about all this stuff. It takes so much time just waiting around for it to not be too hot. Or for it to get hot. You're always just waiting on heat. On temperature. What are you catching down there, dude? I've seen like a lot of happy videos down there. So this one is going to be a ghost plug, I think, if I grab the right one. See how this shapes out. This mold is a little older, it's a little more scratches, so I don't know if I'm gonna if this is gonna come out clean as the other one did. I think I'm gonna have to I want to rip the tail. I can fix it, but I don't want to have to. I think I'm gonna wait on that one. See what else we have here. Stripe striker. I should wait until these molds cool down a little bit. That's the issue I'm having right now. It'll be fine if I wait, but I'm just trying to get these out. Caught a barracuda. Damn. Sounds wild, dude. So this one should pop out a little easier because it's a newer mold. Super clean, super smooth. Boom, popped right out there. Ow, ow, ow. Too hot. Here we go. There is a striker. Pretty hard to see this on camera. I'm trying to find a good angle. Everything looks so white. And glares on camera just look like white. It's a nice 5-inch bait right there. Go back to this one. Hopefully I can get it out. I need to clean. This mold got so sticky. I need to use demolding stuff in here. There it is. Oh, it's another space bait. I thought it was a ghost plug. Get out of town. Well, here you go. 4-inch space bait this time. Look at that. That thing pops, dude. And I really wanted to get that ghost plug. Is it here? You can see when these molds aren't as hot, it's pretty fast to do. It's when they're still really hot. That's what slows you down. Alright, let's see if this one is a ghost plug. Let's see if this is the one. And if it pops out easily. It's another, oh my god, another space bait. Trying to find that ghost plug. It's gotta, we only had two. These have to be ghost plugs. These two. This one has to be that one. I'll be right back. Hold on. So I hope this is the plug. We're gonna find out. Yeah, Jeff, dude, let me know. Let me know when you're back in town. We'll go hit it for sure, dude. I'll give you a bunch of baits. Damn it. Got sloppy on that one. I gotta fix that. So in order to fix that little thing I did, I gotta cool that off. And I'm gonna have to, hopefully it's cool enough. Just gotta pinch that off. See that? Just like that. And then the heat gun is gonna fix everything. Make it look like it never happened. Flatten everything out with the heat gun to get that look that I like. Still a little uneven, but it's alright. And I think this has to be the ghost plug. So we'll open this up. Okay. Let's see. Popped right out of there. Oh, there she is. 4-inch ghost plug there. See that pink? See that texture makes it look like a belly's in there. What am I making? I'm making fishing swim baits. But after that, I think that's all of them. These are all the ones we created here along with our bunch of these. White golds, space baits, ghost plugs, stripe strikers. And I think I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna go get some lunch, take a little break. I might be back on in a little bit, but I appreciate all you guys for sticking with me. We'll try some of our other stuff. I'll make some halibut hustlers next. Some draconian minnows, some of that other stuff. Some of these clickbaits, you know what I'm saying? Clickbaits with the rattles in them. But thank y'all for watching. I appreciate you guys. And I will be back.